Replicube. So this is the tutorial. You can see it's kind of a nice. Actually, let me do this for this one. Is there a cap there? Wait, why is there some? Right, there's definitely something there that should not be there. Aha. Okay, that's the browser screen showing the YouTube stuff. Okay. That was not very smart of me. Okay, let's go on. Let's continue from here. Okay, so Replicube is about generating 3D objects made up of tiny cubes, as you can see. The object area is divided up into a grid of these cubes, which are called voxels. So if you ever plan on building a game yourself, if you're gonna make the next Minecraft, then you will definitely have to learn a lot about how voxels work. There's other ways to construct worlds out of cubes. Voxels is the main one, like using all these little cubes. There's also some other algorithms if you want to check it out. I think there's one such as marching squares, which is what Astroneer uses to generate their planets. It's all very cool stuff, but also very technical, so not exactly something that I really want to get into right now. And the game is telling us, so either a voxel can be empty, or it can fill in with a color from the palette. So it looks like we have 16 different colors at our disposal. That's pretty cool. And to create objects, you will write code. Okay, it's not even suggesting it. We are forced to use the power of coding to decide the value for each voxel. Here's perhaps the simplest possible program. It returns a number, and all of the voxels become that color. See, so if we return, the number we return is the color that of the voxel of that cube that we will get. But wait, if my code only returns a single number, how can I possibly make complex objects? That's a good question. Your code is not only run one time, actually your code is run separately for each voxel in the object area. In this example, your code is run 27 times, because it's 3 by 3 by 3. So 3 cubed. Each voxel can be identified by its X, Y, and Z location. So if you did any 3D modeling, this is probably very familiar to you. This little red, blue, and green weather vane looking thing. These are the 3 X, Y, and Z axes that position the cubes. And so when your code is run, the special variables X, Y, and Z are preset with the location of the current voxel. So really your code is the answer to the question, what is the value of the voxel at this coordinate? Here's a slightly more complex example. You see that the code returns different values depending on X, Y, and Z. So you see here this example program. So if X is 0, it returns red. So that's why we have this red thing over here. If Y is 0, we return green. That's why in the middle here, middle plane, we have this. And if Z is 0, then we return 13. And you also see that we can return no value, which means that the voxel will remain empty. Also, welcome in, Byte. You're curious about this game before? Yeah, me too. I think there's a demo that gives you 1 or 2 levels to play with, so I had a look at that. And it's on sale right now, so I thought, it would be pretty cool to go have a look at that. One thing though, I did boot this up before the stream, and I was very happy about that because there is this little intro sequence with a computer booting, and I was not so happy if that would have been on stream because it shows my actual hardware specs. So it was showing my graphics card and everything, so I was not so happy about that. But there we go. Okay, and then it throws us into a fake, like a fake desktop. There's a couple games I've played that have this. The most notable one for me still is Hypnospace Outlaw. That one had a very cool one. But this one's also looking pretty sweet. So we have device menu. Okay, so that's if we want to shut down. That's if we want to quit the game. You can see tutorial. Settings is we can change some sound. Well, actually, what is this? Mechanical keyboard? Wait, so if I... Okay, the game has keyboard sounds. That's pretty funny. And these are... I know I'm not a mechanical keyboard expert, and I don't think mine even counts because mine has laser switches, which is even different. But I remember the colors of these is the different kind of switches and the sounds they make. Ah, yeah, these are the little softer ones. And I think the blue ones are the Oh yeah, they're the really clacky ones. Okay, and then we can also... Ooh, I don't like that. I'll stick with red. I think that's okay. And then there's color palette. Okay, we can change it to be... Okay, if you have color blindness and stuff. Okay, autocomplete, automatic brace completion, sure. We'll take care of that. We can also make more stickies if I want for whatever reason. And this one says I have to check my email, so I'll probably go do that. There we go. So we have an email. You can see it was sent to me on the 20th in the afternoon, so that was the time at which I checked out this game. Which was that Friday afternoon or something? Something like that, yeah. And it says, thank you for registering your Replicube terminal. Please find the attached tutorial projects to get you started. So let's go. Ooh, there's a lot of tutorials here. Okay. Importance of end simple sushi. Let's go with the very basics. Okay. All right, so this looks like the main game. So we have our code editor on the left. We have the reference object, which is, this looks like what we have to make. Documentation is... Okay, so it uses the Lua programming language. So it's an actual real programming language that we have to use. Okay. So the overview, it tells us everything that we have in the tutorial. For Replipaint projects... Oh, okay. So it turns out, I think Replipaint is 2D painting. You can see like canvas height, animation. You can do animations with this? Okay, that's pretty cool. Geometry shows us the... If you want to peek inside the object. Okay, that's cool. So we can... If you want to look inside, we can drag the arrows to have a look. We can get rid of the white bounds. We can get rid of the axes. The coordinates around. That's projection. And this is... I have no idea what this button does. It does something. It's circly arrows. Okay, so I'm using Lua, so follow the format for conditions. You can combine. You can nest them. Okay, so nesting means that, you know, we can do multiple checks in a row if we want. We can also chain with else, okay. We can do variables, we can do comparisons, you can do math operators, bitwise. I'm not going to explain all of that. And we have a bunch of... Okay, there's a lot of mathematical functions. You see there's the trigonometry, step functions. Okay, that's cool. And you can also make your own ones. Okay. This creates 2 boxes. Okay, cool. And then it tells us... Okay, so it tells us what functions we have. Hey Foxy, how's it going? Welcome in. I saw it was your birthday recently. I'm sorry I wasn't there for that, but happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. Okay, it also returned purple. Okay, does that work? Oh, oops, I accidentally solved the puzzle. That was not what I wanted to do. There we go, that's better. Okay. So we have all of this stuff with debug. Output from print statements will appear here. Okay, so... that sounds good. And then you feel better. I'm glad to hear you're doing better. I'm doing okay. I'm having fun with this little programming game. Well, we haven't done much of it yet. This is the tutorial, so we're trying to see. Let's see. So your code should return the color you want. You can use the names or numbers for the colors, which are here on this palette at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so if I highlight it, it will highlight to say this is the one that you need to make. Okay. And then try modifying the code below to match the color in the reference. Okay. So we need to make one that is red. Because if I highlight red, that's... Okay, this is more of a... I'd argue it's more of a pink, but sure. Red, it can be red. And then I need to return... and mine is green right now. So we need to make it red. And we have 100% match. And we're good. I'm not going to log into CubeNet. That means that I need to go online. And I think it even asks you to enter a real email. So I'm okay without that for now. But yeah, let's go back to that. And then we have Oh yeah, I don't have the comparison. Okay, conditions may apply. Remember, you are trying to match. Each time your code is run, 3 variables will be preset for you, identifying the location of the current voxel. These are x, y, and z without the quotes, and you can use conditions to decide what value to return based on x, y, and z. So here it says if y is bigger than -2, which is more than here, it will be dark blue, and it will be light green. So you see here, so here these voxels are all above -2 because it's -1 and above. So they are dark blue, and then the bottom ones are light green. So what we need to do is, it looks like we need to do 2 things. So one of them is we need to change this comparison because it's wrong. It looks like instead it is that if y is positive. So if I do this, it immediately, okay, that's already looking a lot better. And that's what really intrigued me about this game as well, which is the whole, you have very immediate feedback, right? You immediately, in some of these other games, if you try and do stuff, then it's not so obvious immediately what is going to happen. But in this one, it looks like it's yeah. We immediately see that the model changes, which is very cool. And so instead of light green, I think this is orange. So if we put in orange, we have a match. Let's go. So 11, okay. So average cycles per voxel, I'm going to assume that is how many instructions it actually needs to do. And then, but I don't know how it decides what is 11 size though. Right, in comparison, let's see. Okay, so now okay. We have, okay, so we need to make this candy, and our candy is not looking so good right now. So our colors are fine. It's probably lines of code. It's very possible. I'm not really sure. You assume each return, each if, and so on is a code size. Yeah, that's possible. I'm not really sure. I'm not trying to optimize, especially because I don't have the leaderboard either, so I don't really know if we're doing amazing or not. But I think that's okay. For now, I'm just trying to solve the puzzles, and then if I ever come back to this game, I can always log off. Not log off. I need to do the opposite, actually. I need to log on to CubeNet, and then I can compare my scores to other people, so that should be okay. So what we need to do is we need to manage to get this into the right colors. So this one is perfectly fine, so that we either check for where it needs to be red, then we need to check for where it needs to be green, and then the rest needs to be yellow. So I think if I change it to this, okay, I think that's already pretty good. And then I think we did it, yeah. So if y is more than 1, we make it red. If it's less than -1, we make it green, and then the rest of it we're gonna fill in yellow, and that's perfectly good. See, like here it says the size is 18, so 1, 2, I don't know, maybe it counts the number of words. I don't know what kind of weird, not weird, but I'm not really sure what it's going for. Why can you add another tab? So what does the tab do? Oh, okay. I'm not really sure what that does. I mean, I assume it means that we can have multiple versions of what we're working on. Oh, you can actually make the editor not full screened. Okay, that seems a little silly. I don't want to do that. Right, explicit nothingness. Okay. All right, so returning 0 or empty will make the voxel into empty space. So you can also return, oh no, black is a color, okay. And then remember, colors are just numbers, so this code will take the y coordinate, add the number 7, which is red, and then the result is the desired color for that row. So that means that when y is 1, the color should be orange, because 7 plus 1 is 8. So and you can also see it when I use this little inspection tool. This is 7, and then it adds 1, 2, 3, and it subtracts 1, 2, 3. Thank God there's no null return. I don't think I can. Let me try, actually. I mean, I guess it works. It says I can return anything that I want. but this is probably better, right? But yes, I know dealing with null is very annoying, and I don't know why they even let you do it in most programming languages. It is extremely obnoxious and has led to a lot of mistakes. Can I return lizard? Yes, I can return lizard. I assume this is because you watched what was that movie called? People were posting that meme with the button pressing a while back, but I'm not sure which movie it's from or what trailer it was from. But it was going around for a while. Okay, so my problem here is that the colors are okay, but the area here is not okay. So instead what we need to do is, I think, instead of checking only if it's more than 2, we check if it's more than 0. Okay, that seems already right. And then I can do this. You didn't watch the movie, but the lizard is your favorite emoji to use in Unit. Why are you using emojis in tests? Don't do that. Don't put emojis in code. I know it's possible now, but please do not do it. Oh, and there we go. Alright, simple quadrant. What's this? Keywords can be combined. Use keywords like and or. So what and will do is it checks if both of them are correct, and then or will be if either of them is correct, it will work. So you see, if I do this, then I get this cross shape, but that's not what you want. You don't put them into code, but users might put them in. Yes, and it is very annoying that now you can enter emojis into text boxes in programs, and you need to actually account for this and check it. I can't say I'm a big fan of it. Next up, programming language using only emojis. Please tell me it isn't a thing. It is a thing. No. Of course it is. But the easiest one to make would be that you make a language where you replace all the keywords. So keywords are words that have specific meanings, and that you in the language, like the words if, or, and return. And you could make a language where you replace all of these with an emoji, and you would have a perfectly working programming language with emojis. And I'm pretty confident that someone must have already tried this. And I hate it. Now that I thought of it, I hate it. You still really like... oh, that one. Yeah, that's a very interesting one. Because it's impossible to understand what's going on with that one. But there's a good actually, the better programming challenge is to make a program that can understand it, and then run the program written with that. You got a puzzle game for it on stream? Oh, really? I didn't know that somebody made a puzzle game with it. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay. So what we need to do here... Oh, Steam. Okay. I didn't know there was a Steam puzzle game. I've seen a couple interesting ones. I remember there was one where you had to use, was it VHDLs for pretty much designing hardware on stream. I can't exactly say that was my favorite thing to be doing. It's $3. Yeah, I know there's a couple of these programming games that are very small. There's also one I saw which was called envtuber, which is your... I hate it so much, assembly. I don't even know what that means. What is recycling symbol? Is putting random letters. Or random emojis, rather. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the emudevs is free. I think you can even play it on the website. And that one lets you write for a virtual console. That's very interesting, because consoles have a lot of weirdness going on, right? They... oh, I'm trying to think with consoles. It's a for loop. Okay, right. You're trying to write the loop. I see. Oh, it changes the axes on both of them. Okay. What are your thoughts on IDs changing? Okay, there's a name for that. It's lignatures, right? Which is that they combine... you can combine multiple characters into one. So personally, it really depends on the font. I know the... What is it called? Mono, the one from JetBrains, the developers of IntelliJ, theirs is pretty okay. But I have seen some fonts that do some of these combined characters that are really hard to understand what's going on, and especially because some of them, what they like to do is even combine 3 characters into one, and then it becomes really hard to understand what exactly it is I'm looking at. So no, I'm not really a fan, but to each their own, right? Anyway, we need to solve this challenge. So okay, so what am I looking at? So all of these, they have positive values, right? So it's +3 here, +3, +3. So what I need to do instead is the not equal sign. I don't like it, especially if it doesn't look like the original characters. That is not very nice. Okay, so if actually I need to change it. Okay. Yo, is that a 4 grade? Hey, welcome in, Lurky. How's it going? How was your stream? How was the Casebook of Arn? Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Jay. Welcome to the Gilded Cage. I hope you had a great time with Lurky, and I hope you'll have a great time with me too. Please make sure to get yourself something to eat and drink. Take care of yourself. If you need to run some errands, please go and do all of that. And if you have some spare time, then I'd love to have you here. Today we're playing a game called Replicube. So it's a programming game, but we're going to be programming in order to make cool 3D models made of little blocks. So don't worry, this part here on the left might be a little dry, but the part on the right here is going to make some cool graphics. So at least that's a big plus for this game. It's a goofy game, I love it. I was watching a little bit, but I wasn't really sure what was going on. It's very much visual novel, right? But yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to turn this thing into that little block in the corner. So what we've determined is on our coordinates. So for those of you who joined in from the raid, it's RPG Maker but visual novel. Okay, I see. But RPG Makers, that means you still have a little bit of running around and stuff, right? Like all the RPG Maker games do. I've seen some very cool games made with it. Wasn't there that Cosmic Horror one, Look Outside? Wasn't that an RPG Maker game? And it's very well made. I'm pretty sure you can do some very cool things with it. There's also some puzzles. Okay. Well, I'm also technically puzzling here, so I think that's going to be a good match, right? Okay, so right, I'm trying to get my for you raiders, if you need a very simple explanation of how this works, we have to write a program, and what our program does is it takes in X, Y, and Z, so it takes in the coordinate for every little cube that we have, and it needs to return one of these 16 colors along the bottom of the screen. So we have you can see white, gray, black, and we can also return nothing, in which case it will be it's going to be an empty block, so there's going to be empty space. And what we're trying to do is this is what the code makes, and this is what we want to build up here in the top right. Unfortunately, this is not Blender, so I cannot simply drag and move blocks the way I want. That would be very cool, but no, this is going to be a little more complicated than that. So I think, okay, so that was already pretty good. Okay, so if we do both of those X and Y more than 0, we have this, and then I think we're pretty close, right? So if I do this, okay, we have the cube, but it's the wrong color. So it's 5. Okay, so it needs to be pink instead of white. And that's a perfect match. Let's go. And we did it. So yeah, it's not showing any of the scores because I need to log in with an actual email, which I don't feel like doing right now. So I'm going to be skipping that. And instead, what I'm going to do is going to be continuing with a bit more of the levels. Okay, so let's see. Ooh. Okay, so this is actually a much bigger grid as well, because we're going from -5 to 5 this time. And we have to build a... I know most of you will call this a hashtag. I refuse. I still call it a pound sign on a phone. But I know Most people call it hashtag in this day and age. Symbol appropriation. Sharp. Oh yeah, sharp also works. Sharp is also correct, yeah. Okay, so we get a function here that we can use, which is called absolute. So absolute can be used to return the absolute value of a number. The absolute value is the positive size of a number. So that means that the absolute value of -5 is 5. It's very useful for simplifying making objects of symmetry. So as you can see here from the bottom design, we have if the absolute value of x is 4, we make it white. So you see it works on 4 and it also works on -4. And so I think we can achieve something like this, except we need to move it a little bit over, I think. Okay. Oh, not quite, right? We still need to... we need to keep it in the on the z on the z or the z. We need to keep it in the middle there, but we can do that always after. Okay, so this is going to be one thing. Then and I think I can do the same, but ooh, that's not good. That's much better. Okay, so that's looking good, except we're missing the we need to... I think what I can do is I can do absolute value of x is less than 2. Oh. Why did that not work the way I wanted it to? Wait, so if I remove this... It only strips away z. Oh. Oh, it's on the wrong axis. Almost. Okay. Okay, so what is happening here is... this is where we're getting into... This is getting a little bit complicated. So what we have here is... Because we have double yeah, we need to start using brackets. Exactly. What I prefer to do is probably change the order of things. So what you're seeing here is when you have comparisons like this, and then you have or and conditions, you see it matters in which order you put them, or you need to start putting brackets. But I think what is cleaner is probably gonna be not this either. Okay, I need to, yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to do it like this. And so the reason that this did work is we check first if what this thing will check is if it's in this on this axis, right? So it will keep it the 3 blocks wide. And then what these two do, this thing does is and goes before or in the order of operation. That's not a guarantee. Most programming languages will do left to right, but it's very dangerous to make assumptions about this. I would definitely not do it. But it is possible. Let me just also switch something over in just 1 second. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. But yeah, we have a perfect match. Pretty good code. Looks fine. Everything's cool. And then we can move on to the next mission. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we have... Remember, you need to close each if-then with an end keyword. Try running the road and then check the error message for a hint of what is wrong. So yeah, we're getting a very big error message that says there's an end missing. So we're gonna have to try and get hold of a ending there and put it somewhere where it needs to go. Okay, so let's see. Yes, so it's missing here on line 12. So usually if you get these kind of errors, you should also check the lines just before and after. Depending on your programming language, it also depends. This one is in Lua, this one is perfectly okay. I've worked with programming language where you get very cryptic errors and then you're on your own, right? You might have to try and figure out how to fix things because it's not going to be so simple after all. But let's try it like this. Okay. So, okay, this one's pretty good. So, how this one works is we check first for the white part, and then we have a couple checks for the cubes in the corner. And so what is wrong with this one is that the cube here is red, and this one, it is gray. So if I change this to red, no, not read, red. There we go. Okay, now we have a match. Perfect. Okay, simple sushi. Sushi, that's it. Okay, so if we're looking at this little sushi here. Alright, so the outside is green, and then the core, then there's some rice, and then there's some fish. Terrible comment, yeah, just saying sushi is not very helpful, that's true. Okay, let's see. So, if we want to do this... So... Okay, so the... Okay, so let's see. So what this wants is... Okay, I'm trying to think if I can be a little too smart about this. So if it's this edge here, I'm thinking if I can add some values. Hey, welcome in Fab. How's it going? Oh, thank you for the crows as well, Bjorn. Welcome in Fab. How's it going? How was the Path of Exile grind? I heard you got the belt, but now you decided to use it for a different build. So that's something, all right. So welcome in everyone. My name is Jay. Welcome to the Gilded Cage. I hope everything is all right with you. We're playing Replicube today, which is a little programming game about making cool looking things with cubes. So if that's your jam, if you like Blender, well, if you like 3D modeling, if you like programming, this is probably going to be a game for you. And if not, then I hope you still have a very chill time. Make sure to get yourself something to eat and drink if you need to. If you need to raid and run, if you need to take care of yourself, run some errands or get some rest, then please go and do all of that. And if not, I'd love to have you as we continue. You decided to play your favorite skill, which is not really good. I'm really sorry to hear that. Did it get nerfed recently, or is it been a long time thing, as in it hasn't been good for a couple patches or something? You just threw all your money at that character. I think that's really cool though. I still think that's really nice that you still get to play with a cool character. So yeah, I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a good time here. You're probably gonna have to run. You're probably gonna run for some dinner, so I probably wish you some nice dinner in advance. And if not, then good to have you around. And let's make some sushi. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be too smart about this, and try and finagle with some maths. Okay, that did not do... okay, that's interesting. That's not what I was looking for, but... I think... Okay, that's actually pretty funny. That's probably going to be useful for something later, but that's not really what I was trying to do. Maybe... Okay, let's try and be a little less smart about it. Yes, okay, that's what I was going for. Okay, that's much better. That's much better. It's a nice starter build with damage problems later on. Ah, okay. But maybe then you can always switch out of it. You're mildly interested, you can lurk to avoid some spoilers. That's perfectly cool, Biscuit. Have a nice lurk. So we're missing the core. Thank you for the hydrate as well. Appreciate it. Alright, so that's the seaweed part done. And then we need to get hold of the middle part. So Here it's going to say the code doesn't work, so it's not doing anything. We're going to want to return red for this one. And so how do we guarantee that I only get that middle row? I think so. It's going to be if x is 0. And then I need to also get y is 0. Boom, and we have made some sushi. And you want to play that specific skill. Okay, yeah, I see. So even if it's not meta, even if it's not good right now in the patch, you still really want to play with that skill. That's perfectly legit. I like that a lot. Okay, we made some sushi. And then we have to make a cup. Okay, so using the 3D view, we can look around. We can zoom as well, okay. I don't think we can pivot it. I don't think this game really needs that either. Especially with the way what we're doing things now. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to make... I don't know if I would call this a basic cup. This looks more like a cauldron from Minecraft, but... good enough, right? I would not buy this for my house as a cup. Especially not with this color, because it looks like... it looks like someone took some clay and then pressed it. It looked like someone hollowed out a brick, which I don't think is an aesthetic that I like very much. Food is calling. Yeah, that's what I assumed, that you're gonna get some food. Have a good one, Fab. And thanks again for the raid. Appreciate it. Okay, so first thing we gotta do is we're gonna make our thing brown. Okay, so that we have the right color, but not the right shape. And so what I think we'll have to do is we're gonna have to do a couple things. Let's start with if the absolute x is smaller than 2. Is smaller than 3. Okay. That's already okay, but the problem is that this will also cut out these sides, which is not what I want. So I think I need to do... That was almost good, except it's in the wrong direction. Okay, there we go. And then the problem is that it's going to cut out the floor. So I need to do if y... Can I do negation? No, it does not let me do that. Can I do implementation here? Can I do not equal? Oh yeah, you have to use the... Oh, where is that on my keyboard? Wait, what did I do? Oh, I put the thing on the other side. There we go. Hey, welcome in, B. How's it going? Are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, as always. But I'm doing pretty chill. I'm having fun with this game. Making some cool shapes using programming. So here we go. So the first thing we check is don't cut out the bottom, and then we use the other two to cut out the middle part of this cup, and we're done. It looks interesting. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it so far. I'm not sure if my scores are good. I might look into during the break. I can quickly look to try and compare my scores to other people. But for now, I'm not going to do that. All right, let's see. So we have the quadrants. I'm also trying to see if maybe my tracking is being a little weird again. No, it seems to be okay-ish, I suppose. Okay, so don't forget you can put conditions inside other conditions. Okay, so we have this little stripey here, okay, but that's all of the complete wrong colors that we have. Okay, how do I want to do this? Okay, so already here, what I'm seeing is this thing is cut in two, so we need to do something based on here, this horizontal cut. And then we need to decide on two colors based on some other conditions. So the first thing I'm going to do is change this one. There we go. Okay, so that's already good. Then I'm going to change to some colors that we otherwise have. And so here, this part needs to be green for over here. So if x is more than 0, it's green, and if not, it is the what is this? Orange. Okay. Okay, that's almost right. There we go. That's better. And then I need to do something similar on the other side. And so if you're wondering, what is this? Is this math? Is programming? But also welcome in, Emily. How is it going? But yeah, there's a little bit of math involved. So, and so if you're wondering, when we return orange, why doesn't it do any of the other stuff? That's because as soon as you return something, we have a value. It's not going to do any of the. It's not going to do anything else, right? It's going to immediately stop here and then go check the next cube, if that makes sense. This is witchcraft. If you say that, then that makes me a witch on a daily basis, which is very cool, I think. And yes, you are very welcome. Okay. Okay. Wrong side already, and boom, there we go. 100% perfect match. So what we're doing is we're checking for the top part, which is here. IT people do witchcraft. Oh, absolutely. So we check for the top part, which is here, and then we check either it's orange, and if it's not that, it's going to be green. We could also change it to this, but in this case, because we're using those returns, it doesn't matter, right? All this does is actually add more lines of code, make it make it a little less clear what's going on. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we have about 3 minutes before the ads, so I think we can squeeze out the last tutorial one just before. So I'm gonna have a quick look at that. And ooh, okay, let's see. Oh, what is this thing? Ooh. That is a shape. Okay, let's see. So you can create your own variables. Here we're creating a new variable called color, which we manipulate and then finally return at the end as the final voxel color. Okay, so watch out for typos. Here we spelled color differently. You use the English spelling instead of the American spelling, which makes up making a new variable instead of modifying color like we intended. Well, not one-to-one feels like something, a terminal in Linux. Yeah, it kind of does in a sense. And then here it says the error when you run this says attempt to perform arithmetic on a nil value. So it is because color does not exist. So it's considered nothing. And Lua, do you prefer using color or color? I usually use British spellings in most of the things I do. But since I work with people that only speak French, it gets butchered anyway into a whole bunch of different things. So it doesn't really matter too much, I suppose. Which is a little unfortunate. But let's do it like this then. Okay. So what we managed to do here... British, you mean French? Nah. Alright, so we do have one thing missing here, which is... If color... Okay, so we can check the color we already have. Color plus 1. Right, okay, it does it like that. And it's the same on this side. So what I think I need to do is... Okay. The code is already working. It's just that there's a typo in here. So, okay, so just to show what this does, because it is very confusing. We have a color variable, so that's what that means is a little space where you can put a value in and keep it going along a program. If x is equal to y, it's going to be pink, so that's this line, because you see it's minus, that's x and y is red and green, so it's minus 5, minus 3. That's how you get a diagonal like this. Instead, if x is minus y, so that's the other diagonal, we do it like this. If z is 0, we're changing it immediately to black. That's how we get this plane, this black plane here for the middle. And then we have a thing which increments the color, and that's why it goes from yellow to light green, and it goes from pink to... You're gonna be in your hole? Alright, have a good look, Emily. And thank you for the hydrate. And just before the ads start running, just before the ads start running, I see. So you have an old ThinkPad running and your main PC running Linux Mint. Aside from some terminal shenanigans, it's been amazing. Yeah, I would really like Linux too. Unfortunately for gaming, I still feel it's not the most reliable. I know there's been a lot of progress with that. With the Steam Deck has made Linux a lot better for gaming, but I don't really want to. I don't really want to switch over. It's for streaming purposes. It's too much of a hassle, to be honest. But maybe that will change in the future. And you're gonna head to bed. It was nice watching you play, and hope you have fun. You. And a good your pet, Jason. Good rest of your stream. You get some good rest by it, and thank you for being here. As for everyone else, I'm gonna be jumping into a break for a little bit, so I will be right back. See you in a couple minutes. And we're back. Welcome back. I hope you had a nice break. Hope you got yourself something nice to eat and drink. And thank you for still being here. Let's continue. I think we made it through all the tutorial levels. That we did. And, well, what's... Oh, we got a new email. All right. Welcome to the community. It's exciting to see a new player join the community. Great job finishing the tutorial projects. Here are a few more puzzles to try out next. Also, don't forget to sign up for CubeNet account if you haven't already. CubeNet's accounts are used for the leaderboard and, even more importantly, community discussion forums. Oh, I forgot to do this. Okay. Let me... I'm gonna switch over to the break screen for 2 seconds, okay, while I figure this out. Because maybe I do need to fill this in. Okay, you should still be able to hear me. I apologize for this, but... Let me just come up with something here. I do apologize. Probably get my password manager going as well. But yeah, I'll be back in just 2 seconds after I do something here. Funky rebuy back. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to use it right now because I don't exactly want to do this, but if this game wants me to have my real email in there, well, not my real email. The email I don't care about, but it's more the... I have to give in a... a password, and it will be visible. That's the crappy part. Give me a moment. I have to actually go. Yeah, see, this is what I was afraid for. I have to go into my real email and have a look. No, that's not it. Okay, there's no way I didn't sign up already, but... Oh, okay, I see. It actually ended up... Yeah, there we go. It actually ended up in my spam box, of course. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. There we go, that's better. Okay, yeah, so I am logged in now, so I can see people's scores. I can see the histograms, which is the most important part. And let's maybe see for the tutorials, like for example, this last one. Where is our score? Okay, so apparently you can do it in 26 lines. Where are my rivals? Do I have rivals? Oh, no, it broke the score screen. Okay. Okay, so that is working. So we did that. So you can see I can go into CubeNet. Okay, I'm not actually going to that. That's discussions of real people, I think. So there might be some questionable things in there. But let's have a look at the intro challenges. Okay, let's see. This one might take some thinking to solve elegantly. If you hover your mouse over the target object, you can see the XYZ position of a voxel and its color. Look at the relationship between X and Y. So for this one, yeah, so that is, but it is what we saw in the last tutorial mission. So we have to compare X and Y together. So what we'll do is, if X is equal to not Y, then return white, and that is a staircase. There you go. So you see the values for this. So we're comparing red and green. So -3 and 3, -2 and 2, 0, -1 and 1. Yeah, so that works all perfectly. And how is our leaderboard? Yeah, everyone has the same solution, of course. That does not surprise me at all. And then we'll look at this one. Return X. Okay, so you can make some funky colors, especially if you return, because the colors map to numbers. So if you return some combination of this some combination. If you return some combination of the coordinates as the color, then you get these funky palettes, which is pretty cool. But what I think what we need to do here is, oh, I think we can make this very compact actually. Does the game let me do this? No. Okay. Can you do a triple comparison? That's what I'm wondering. Okay. I don't think you can do that. But here we go. This is the solution, right? Because you see, now we need to check if all three of the values are the same. And if we invert some of those, then probably... Yeah, you can see, you can make the line go in different directions. But this is good. Okay, a big X. Yeah, see, so this is where that comes in. The, we need to check if... I think we need to check if at least two of them are equal to each other. So if we have if x equals y, then return black. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm doing indentation, that's a pretty standard programming thing. No, that's not what I wanted. And no, that only gives us one line. Okay, let me see. So, okay. I think we need to start comparing absolute values. If I do it like this, okay, that's half the x. That's not what I wanted. There we go. That's how we get the x. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're making sure that independently of their sign, so whether they're positive or negative, we make sure that all three of the coordinates are the same, and that's how we get these this star shape. Not bad. Okay, okay, modulus. Okay. So what modulus is a mathematical concept where it's to get the remainder of division. So for example, if you do you see 5 modulus 2, so you divide by return the remainder. If you divide 5 by 2, and the remainder will be 1, right? Because if you divide 5 by 2, you get 2, and then 1 left, because you cannot divide by that. And the reason that you use modulus in programming is if you have a sequence of numbers that goes, like here, this example, right? You go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10, then you get a repeating sequence of numbers. That's the reason that you want to use it. And that's what we're seeing here in the bottom part, which is that if you divide by 3, it goes 0, which is empty, 1, 2. And so in this case, if we divide by 4, you see, then you get 0, 1, you get 0, 1, 2, 3. If we divide by 2, we get 0 and 1, which is what we want, but not in the right direction. So I think... Okay, so this is almost right, except that it's shifted by 1. So I think if I add 1 to x, yes, it works. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's a better way I can explain this. I do think some things in this game is going to be very difficult to explain. I just have to roll with it. And if you don't get what's going on, then you can always ask. But yeah. Okay, we have a checkerboard. Okay. Pretty sure this is related to modulo. Oh no, it is the full thing. Okay, so we want to know if x is even and z is even. Okay. So we already have to do if y is why did I capitalize return? That's not gonna work. So this will... Wait, what? Oh. Okay. So what this will do is this is going to solve the part where... So this is going to solve the part where we only need one layer, so that's done. And now we need to decide when is it going to be a white square and when is it going to be a black square. And I need to look at the x, if we know if x is even and z is even. So what I can do, what I think will work, is if I do x... Yeah, this is how you get these checkerboard patterns, I think. Yeah, see. So what's happening here is doing modulus 2 is a check to see if a number is even. Because it will return always 0 or 1. And it will be 0 if the number is even, and it will be 1 if the number is odd. Because if you divide 0 by 2, you get 0. If you divide 1 by 2, you have a remainder of 1. If you divide 2 by 0, by 2 by 2, it's going to be 0. And you see, that's what's going to alternate that. And then what we can do is that's going to get us all the even ones, and then we do the else, which is all the other cases, and we're going to get we're going to put the black cubes there, and that's how we get this checkerboard pattern. Alright, an angled rainbow. Alright, remember colors are just numbers. Okay, so let's see. So... Okay, so... Right. Oh, wait, I'm getting... sorry, I'm getting some... This is an important email. I'm sorry, I do need to have a look at this. Oh, okay, so appointment reminder. Okay, no, that's fine. I did note that down. Okay, so... If we look at what's happening here, so this middle thing... let's start with if... Okay, so that's gonna get us the panel that we want, the plane. Actually, I can make that much simpler, I think, with... I can check if z is 0. That's probably the easier check, but... Okay. It doesn't matter, we're not going for optimization. I feel something like this is actually easier to read if you give it to somebody else and they try to understand what you're trying to do. Especially if I put some comments in there as well, but I'm not doing that. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the origin, so 0, 0, 0 is 10. And then if we shift with x, if we add the x to it, yeah, then it decreases with x. And with y, it's the same thing. So I think if we return x plus y... ooh. No, oh, we need to add 10 as well. Yeah, there you go. Okay. And why this works is because the middle value is 10, and then you see if I go down, it decreases, and if I go to the left and right, it also increases and decreases, and that's how we get this little rainbow pattern. And then we have the last one, which is a cute table. Okay, so okay, how are we gonna do this? So there's two parts to this, right? We have the table surface, and we have the table legs, which are right here, like that. Okay, so so the plane is probably easy. It's if y is equal to 1, so that's fine. The other problem is then we need to see about these legs, and which is going to be... Okay, so let's start with if y is smaller or equal to 1. That gets us the bottom half, okay. And then I think cutting out the parts is going to be the harder part. So I think what would be better to do is... Okay, so it is if the absolute value of... Okay, so it's 2. So if we look at x and z, it's 2 and 2, 2 and minus 2 and 2, minus 2. So I need to add the absolute values of that together. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do, my bad. Okay, so what we can do is we can put a check if... So we have the second check, which is... So why this works, by the way, is because this part is empty, right? So it will do the check and then nothing happens. So it's fine. Alright, I need to do this. Okay, so that's going to be the right area, but that's not what I want. And I think absolute value of x plus c equals exactly 4. No. Okay, it's not that. It needs to be exactly 2. And wait, I think I need to actually add something else here. If am I missing an end? I am. Okay, so now it's cutting out this middle part. That's not really what I want. I think it's... If I do this absolute... Okay, I'm gonna change it to the other way. Yes, okay, that's looking already better. It's... Okay, so what we now need to do is we need to do the same. If we change this to Z, you see it goes in the other direction. What I want to do is I need to make the intersection of those. So I need to do it for both, and it works. Okay, so what we're doing here is... so we're checking below y is 1. That's how we cut off the top part. Then... Actually, I think maybe one of... I don't need both of these, but... It's okay. Then we check if we are doing the legs. Then we check these absolute things is to specifically get these 4. Because you see x and z values for these are either +2 or -2. So we check for that. Otherwise, we return empty, which is how we get the empty space here under the table. And if none of that is true, if we don't have this is the leg area, and if it's not the leg area, then well, we filled in the table surface, which you can see if I change the color of that. Yeah, you see, that's how you get a table with a different surface. But that's not what the challenge asked, so we're going to change it back to that. And that is a success. So we did all of those as well. And we get another email, which is the puzzles of the week. So new puzzles are now being added on a weekly basis. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a new puzzle is released. Check the new puzzles of the week section of Files Manager to get the latest puzzle. The latest puzzle is always the active puzzle, which is highlighted. And the leaderboards for that puzzle are live. I was checking over. I'm sure if my window is still open and I'm hearing real bird sounds or not. But it seems like real birds, alright? At least. Wait, did my tracking break? It's not being very active today, is it? I don't know what's going on with it. No, it's actually real. It is real birds outside that I'm hearing. Okay, that's cool. And so older puzzles are still archived. You can still solve them, but there are no new scores. I like. Okay, and now we have puzzles of the week, which is... Okay, and you can also see... Oh, who's this? Hi, it was nice to meet you at the Retro Tech meetup. This is Alice. I haven't met anyone new who knows about Replicube in a while. I know lots of people are super into the leaderboards and optimization, but I just like making fun, cute objects with it. Here are a few simple ones I made. Give them a try. Okay, strawberry cake slice, basic hourglass, tiny duck. Okay, that could be fun. You know, instead of tryharding the leaderboard, let's try making some strawberry cake. Oh, this one makes me hungry. Okay, note. Return stops the code and returns the value without running the code that comes after. Sometimes it's annoying, sometimes it is useful. Okay, so let's see. So what we have here is... we have... Okay, well, we already can start with... let's go with return... why am I doing it like this? Return white. Okay, that's good. I like that a lot. So if... which axis is this on? Z. Okay, so Z is smaller or equal to... is more than 1? Ah, come on. There we go. Okay, so that's how we get the slice. That's already sorted. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get into the 3 other parts. So we have the actual strawberry cake. We have the I've never know. I'm not a cake. I'm not a baker. I don't know how you call this. It's not glazing. You don't put glazing on the inside. I don't know, like buttercream or something. So there's going to be buttercream there, and then there's a crust on the bottom. So we need to figure out how to do that. And I think the best way to do it is, I think we're going to start with the simplest one and then go to the more complicated ones after. If it's -3, then we will make it brown. There we go. Okay, so that's the bottom part sorted. And you see, it also goes all the way over to the edge, which is what we want. And that's the reason, because as soon as we go here, we return brown and we don't go to the white anymore, which is good. Okay, so that's sorted. Then what I probably want to do is this middle part, I think. So that's gonna be return, was it pink? If I put return true, that does work, but also it's peach, it's not pink. Okay. So this is if y is 0. Which, okay, so you see the problem here is that it cuts through all the way to the end, which is not what I want. So I need to think about how do I... So in this case, it's going to be annoying, right? Because I don't want that to happen. I want it to continue. So what I could do instead is we can use the variable thing that we had before. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. How does that solve my problem? It does not. I'm making my life complicated here. This needs to be peach again. Okay. So... Hey, welcome in, Ginger. How's it going? Busy... I'm busy racking my brain over this game and it's not going so well for now. I'm trying to construct some cake. How's it going? Hope everything is well with you. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. I'm chilling. Just trying to think about... how do I get it to... I think I need to... I can't really check for... I could actually try and do that, but I don't think it's that efficient. That's not what I wanted. Whoops. let's see. So it's X and Y that changes. Ah, programming. Yes, it is programming, Euro. How's it going? Okay, that's actually better. That's more close to what I wanted to achieve. This only means that I have one thing that's missing today, which is the red part in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna do that one last, because what that means is it's gonna ignore. I don't need to do anything complicated for the middle part, because that's gonna stay peach from the conditions I have before. Yeah, how's it going, Euro? How's everything? Hope everything's going well. Okay, so we see return red. Okay, it actually is that simple. Okay, because we already have conditions for everything else, then we can say fill in all the rest with red, and we're good. And we have a very tasty looking piece of cake. Your nail broke. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it fixable, or you're gonna have to replace them? So far, what I know from nails is usually that you have to, yeah, usually most of the time it does mean a replacement, unfortunately. Alright, let's try the next one. So, hourglass. Don't forget you can use inequalities. You don't replace them, they're natural. Oh no. I don't know, maybe you had gel nails or something. Or stick on, I don't know. I'm not a nail specialist. I'm pretty sure there are people in chat who are much better at knowing how nails work, because I definitely do not. Okay, let's see. So we have it's not in the middle actually. But as soon as we reach... Okay, so we don't need to check... This we don't care. The Z we don't care about. But it needs to be... it's going to be some combination of adding or comparing two of them. No. Okay, let's see. No, that's not what we want. Is it... No, that's how you get the slant. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, if we have... Maybe... No, that's gonna get me the other side, right? What if I subtract them from each other? What does that get me? No, okay, just the same thing. Okay, that was not very smart of me. Okay, so let's think about this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think it's something like this, but it needs to be absolutes. There needs to be some absolutes in there, I think. Okay, that's half an hourglass. So if I do this, can I get the other half? I'm so good at this game. Okay, so how this works is we compare if the absolute value of x, which is the red one, is less than the absolute value of y, which is the green one. That's how we get the shape. And so why it's missing in the middle row is missing because 0 is not smaller than 0. So that's a cool hourglass. Let's go. Alright, tiny duck. Okay, I want the duck. Look at this cute little duck. I tried making it with the minimum amount of voxels. That still communicated duck. Okay, so this is gonna be a very annoying one, because it's a couple of... That's a couple... That's a very annoying design, actually. How do we make this tiny duck? Okay, so the yellow cube already is lost. That's going to be some very specific thing that we have to do, because it's a yellow cube in exactly one position. And then I think we're going to have to draw... Let's see... Okay, let's start with... Let me think, huh? So if x is, what is this one? 0, and z is 1, and y is positive, turn green. Okay, so that's already one part done. Okay, we'll do something similar, but it's gonna be, what is this, gray? Except here it's gonna be, what's this one? X has to be 0, and then y has to be -1. And then, let's see, so 0, 1, 0, -1, -2. Can I shift it like this? Yes, but it's... Oh, no, okay. That's not gonna work like that. No, that just makes it worse. That's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I wanted either, to change everything here. Okay, so 1, 0, -1, -2. Ah, that's really annoying. How do I keep it between... Oh, there's double and here. Whoops. I think... Okay, no, that can never be true, actually. Okay. Yes, okay, that does work. Okay, then we need to take care of the body of the duck, I think, is next. Don't ignore that. We're still doing work in progress. Okay, so we have... this is... 1 -1. I think if it's x plus y... Make brain melt? Yeah, you can say that again. This is not an easy game. Wait, actually, I think what I can do is this. Wait, why did that not work? Oh, I think did I mix it up again? No, it made it worse. Okay. Why does it continue to there? Because I want it to be if set. No. Okay, wait. If set is no, it needs to be. Yeah, I need to reverse them, I think. Wait, what? Why is it not working? Oh, it needs to be or. Ah, no, there's nothing. Wait, what? Where did my duck go? Amazing. Okay, so this is gonna cut off the front part. Oh, right, I see what it is. Okay, there we go. Okay. So this thing, what this does is gonna cut off everything here at the front. Chuck. We need to get the beak as well. So if X, I think the beak is, yeah. There we go. So we have an exception for the beak. This one cuts everything else off from here to here. So that's good. We need to do the... Okay, so we need to do the legs and we need to do the body. And so the body, I think, is we can do the star shape. So I think it's gonna be something like... Wait, why, how does it manage to cut? Alright, it can do that. How did I get the star? So the star is... No, I think the star is more... like this, right? Yes, okay, that looks pretty good actually. Okay. So we have the star shape for the body. Okay, now we need to get some legs in there. And so for the legs, it's -1 and 1. I think this is gonna be if absolute x z. What color is this? Like orange. That's a very interesting looking duck, but that's not what I was going for. Oh. Still not what I was going for, but I like the design. Let's add already. Some brackets. Okay, so we have that part is okay, but okay, that's gonna cut off that. Okay, so we need to get these. So it needs to be specifically. Okay, so wait, if x specifically 1 and absolute value of y is 1. No, okay, never mind. Almost. Oh, we did it. Okay. That is a scrunkly duck if I've ever seen one. I'm not very happy with this code, but it does work. So what? Okay, so if we go through it again, this puts the beak. Which is the neck, underbody. There you go. So we have like a whole bunch of different parts here to go. I'm gonna be, I don't even want to know what the leaderboard is on this thing. Oh, it could be a lot worse actually. We did pretty okay, all things considered. What is the record on this? 52. I have no idea how you half this. And what is the fastest someone managed to make this run? Okay, I don't know how you do this. Let's make some stairs instead. Okay, this was sort of a fire escape idea at first, but then I decided to add some symmetry, which I thought was kind of nice. Oh yeah, so we have seen this one, this kind of design before. So there was a tutorial level which looked very similar to this. So which color is this? Which color is this? It's gray. It's gray. Okay. So what we will do is if there we go. So that's how it is. That works for half of it, but we need to mirror it on the other half. So how I think we'll do it is if and then what we can do Yeah, there you go. That's oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. That oops. Right. That's better actually. Okay, that does work. So what I can actually do is there. So we can make a big thing here. I'm trying to think there's a better way to... I think this is the best way of going about this, really. So we have... so how this works is if we are in positive Z, if we compare X to Y, that's how we get this staircase. If we do the opposite on the other side, it's like this. Actually, I'm trying to think if there's... Is there a way for me just to get the sign? Oh yeah, I can. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna try. Let me try and big brain this one. Where's my multiply symbol? Look at me. I am such a big brain. Okay, we still have that. Okay, now we have an interesting part, of course, which is that middle part, because here we're comparing X to 0. So if X is 0, it does work. But we're going to fix that by adding a condition first, which is if Z is 0, we will return poor play, which is the wrong color because it's actually red. And we did it. Let's go. There's our little staircase. Look at that. Good stuff. Right. So what we do, this part here is what makes the plane in the middle. And then what we're doing here is we're comparing X to Y and we multiply it with the sine of Z, which means that on the if Z is positive, which is on this side, X needs to be equal to Y, which we can see from the diagram is the case. And then here on this side, it will be -1. So not bad. That was pretty good. Let's see how we do. Okay, we did actually pretty well in this one. Compared to some other people. Yeah. Then, so what I think we'll do for today is I'm going to finish up some of the other ones. And then, for example, we can make this little chair. And then after that, I'll probably raid out to someone. Okay, so this one. Okay, so what I'm thinking is what we can do is we can I'm thinking if it's easier to cut away parts or if it's easier to... No, I think it's easier to build parts. Okay, so the symmetry here is... I mean... Maybe it's easier to... Let me try something first. Maybe I'm making my life too difficult, but we can try. Is this brown, at least? No, this chair is orange. Okay, let's get orange. Oh, orange. No, that's not it. Okay, orange. There we go. Okay, so if set is more than 1, return empty. So I'm going to try and cut away everything around the chair. We need to do some absolute because I need to do it on both sides. Okay. That's ready. And wait, how did that? Why did it make a cross? Right. Or. It needs to be an or. That's why. Okay, so we have... Okay, that's already good. And then... There we go. Okay, so now we've cut away everything around our little chair. And now we need to see how we can puncture some holes in there too. So what I think here, we can do the... Wait. If... I think I did something like this. No, that's not what I wanted. How did I do this again? So we have to get here. This one is on -1, 0, 0, 0. I think it needs to be... No, that's it. Wait, if why? I need to only do that to the... Okay, this is nice-ish, but it's not really what I wanted. Right, I don't need to add things on front here as well, right? So if... Yeah, we can worry about cutting out the rest of this after. That's not that big of a deal. Also, is it me or... Yeah, this is better. Okay. But now what I need to do is I need these of them back. Why is this? Okay, so this is... Oh, right. I think I need to add them after. Look at that. Okay, we have the legs. Okay, legs are here. And then what I need to do is... There's something missing? 17. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, look. That's not bad. Okay, so the only thing we need to do now is we need to cut out these 2 blocks. So that would be... Yeah, I don't think there's an easy way to do that. If x equals 0... What's that? And -1. There we go, but that also cuts out the 1 top block. And... Ooh. Right, that cuts out this here too, so I don't want that. I need to... It needs to be 0 or 1. Specifically. Wait, I think I have an idea. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm being ridiculous. We're gonna do the lazy solution, which is checking specifically for those 2. There we go. There's our chair. I don't really want to see... I think this solution is gonna be pretty bad. Let's see how bad we did. Or how well we... No, okay, our solution is horrible. We're very far towards the far end of things. So that is... that's life. What did I get? Okay, so we got free edit mode. And we got more creations from Alice. Let's see, what's this? Wait, how does this do? So I close this and then click. Ah, here we go. So it's a sandbox mode. I can do whatever I want. Saved creations can be edited and played in puzzle mode. Okay, so if I can make a program to make a certain design and then share it to other people. And I can actually animate it. Okay. How do I use... Wait, if you turn on animated, how do I do that, actually? No, I don't want to share it. Oh, it is... I can animate it, okay. Let's see. Ooh, maybe let's decrease the FPS. Okay, that's actually that's pretty cool actually. Okay, I want 16 frames because then we can go through every color. So hey, look at that. That's pretty cool actually. Now if I add Y2. Hey, look at that. little scrolling rainbow. Alright, pretty cool. Alright, let's get back to the puzzles because I think we have 4 minutes before the ads for the last puzzle. Okay. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna freely abuse the snooze function for a bit. Oh boy. Oh boy, there's a oh no, what's this? Thanks, I hate it. That top part is okay, but how do you do the... wait, is there even any logic to that? There is... Okay, there is some logic to... except the bottom, that's cursed. How do you do this part? Okay, so the inside is a cube, that's the easy part. But then there's just a whole bunch of randomly sticking effects. More passion, more energy, more energy. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. There we go. Right, how are we gonna get this strawberry going? Let me see. Right. Thank you very much. Yeah, my brain died. That was very evident. I don't feel like there's much logic for each level. Except the top one. That's fairly easy. So if y is 2 and then it's I think this one is you need to add 2. No, it's not that. Wait, so it's 2 minus 2. Yeah, so it's the sum of them. Why this? Oh yeah, I need to. Yeah, it's this one. My bad. And then we need to add one more. All right, or change it to this. That's equivalent. Okay, so that's the green part. That's okay. And then we need to look at these random ones, which is... I don't think there's an easy way to do this. I think it's going to be... I'm going to have to do it for every level, I think. So, what is it? Ah, no, actually, wait. Okay, that's the wrong pink. It's peach again. Okay, that's fine. Then on this level, it's... what does this one look like? And Z is 0. Okay. Then here it's X is -1. Yes, okay, so we have this already. And then on the lowest level, it's... Okay, yeah. I don't think there's any logic to these ones. Okay, so we have that. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing some spam from my bot. I'm sorry, because I am snoozing a little bit, just to get this out of the way. Oh, I need another bracket, I think. Wait, where's... No. Does this thing not know how to match brackets, or where's it going wrong? Unexpected, then expected. There's a then. So and or oh, I need another one here. That's my problem. Okay, actually, no, it's in the wrong position. There we go. Okay, so that's all of the inner parts. So all of the random little peach parts. Then we need to add the little cube in the middle. So if how do I get the cube in there? I think it's comparing all of them. Maybe not smaller than one though. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we got the cube in there. Yeah, that looks about right. So then there's one thing missing, which is I need to get the outside to be I need the outside to be I think this is red. Okay, that's oh, and then just the bottom, right? That is a strawberry. Let's go. I'm not a big fan of this, so there's a lot of we have the green thing on top, then we have a whole bunch of random stuff just to try and get the little peach bits in there, and then the last thing is that's what puts the red cube on the outside. After everything else, of course. So let's see how we did. Oh yeah, we did pretty bad on the strawberry. 40. How do you poopy party farty McPhee? How did you make this? How did you get to 40 lines of code? That's less than half of what I have. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna have to ponder on this a little bit more, but we're gonna do that some other day. So I'm gonna put this back in the bar, and then we can see who we can raid. Where's my music actually?